Hello folks, welcome back. Let's work on our crafting screen this time. So I'm going to double click and open it up. It's in the blueprints in the HUD, I'm sure you already know. So first thing I want to do is right click, duplicate, drag that over. I'm going to shrink this down and set it up here. Kind of size it appropriately. Grab a text block from my palette, drag it over. Just because I like to have these menu labels. You don't have to, this is just a little extra stuff I like to do. Now, italic. Okay, so now I want to drag out a button. I'm going to set its size to about 50 by 50 like our inventory buttons. And for this one, I'm going to go, this one will be our potion crafting. So when we have enough, where is potion? Oh, there's potions. I think it was that one, was it? Hang on, let me check one thing real quick. I want it to look like the potion in the inventory, so yeah, it's that one. Alright, so in our crafting screen, we'll set that to the normal, make sure it's image, set it to the hovered, also image, draw as image, and same thing for the pressed. And on the hovered, hovered, we want to set that to about 0.1, so it about the same as all the others were. Now that we got the button in place, we'll be able to do just like last time and just duplicate and set our different images. But real quick, I want to come over here and drag out an image. Just a little holder for our buttons. Because I'm going to have 3 crafting categories. One for potions, one for food, and one for armor, or upgrades. Like weapon kits, armor kits, etc. So I want to set the color and opacity under appearance to kind of a grayish, or whatever color you like. You can have each one be a different color. I'm just going to set it as a gray. Set its opacity to about 0.7. I'm going to just leave the opacity at 1 because there's no real reason. Oh, and I'm going to set the Z order to -1. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it at 0, and I'm going to set the button I got. I'm going to set its Z order to 1 so that it's above. Well, that color does not go great, does it? Let's try maybe kind of a brownish color. Oh well, that part doesn't really matter. The important part is the functionality, right? So I'm going to set this here. And for now, you can scroll down to the behavior. There's a tooltip text, so that when you hover over it, it'll pop up and tell you what you need to add. Later on, we'll add a widget that actually pops up and tells you what you need. But for right now, for the health potion, I'm just going to type 3 green plants as its little requirement. We'll have to change that for each one, but no problem. I'm going to drag out another text, and I'm going to call it potions. Set its justification to center, and make it italic. I like italic. Maybe a blue color would be better. Yeah, I like the blue better. Maybe we can adjust that size a little bit. 60 by 60. Center it up as best as we can. I like that. That looks better. So, potions, we got that one. I'm going to duplicate that button. Drag it over. 1068, 1068. Okay, that works. bit. We only got 3 potions, so this will be able to spread out a little bit. For this one, the other one we had was this. Did we have 3 potions? We had 2 potions. Right now we have 2 potions. We're gonna have a third one later, but I'll just do the 2 for now. So I'll leave the room that we can add on later. And under its tooltip, we want to say 1 green plant. Oop. I like to capitalize each one. 2 yellow plants. And that'll be fine for now. So I'm going to right click, duplicate that, drag it over 1052 by 240. So 240. Try to center it up as best as I can. Right click that one, duplicate, bring it over 1024, 196, 196. Alright, and this one is going to be our food category. So I want to grab my button, duplicate, put it over in place, 1068, 268, 268. Alright, so it's in line. And now here, I want to come into my icons and find that same food icon. If you prefer, you can go to the inventory screen, select the one you want, and then just hit this little eyeglass thing. It'll take you right to it. It's easier. I'll do that. So I'm going to set it to our image, change it to tooltip to requires raw meat. When we include other animals, we'll have more food icons that we can add, but for now it looks like that might be the only one. Well, let's do one more. I'll make like some kind of blueberry paste or something. So duplicate, drag it over 392, 392, 1332, and 1332. Okay. Well, that worked out weirdly well. But we don't want it to look like blueberries, because that's what we're going to be making it out of. So let's try. That'll work. Almost like blueberries. This will be like a prepared blueberries or something. I don't know. So that works. Requires raw meat. Requires 2. Oh, that's an @ sign. 2 bunches of berries. Now one more crafting category. A craftagory. That's stupid. I'm gonna drag it over. Looks like this one might be a little bit too far over. You can control click all of them and just kind of drag them over if you need to. But let's see, 1304 by 240, 1524 by 240. Righteous. So duplicate the food, drag it over 196. So I'm gonna set that to 196. Kind of center it up, and I'm gonna change it to upgrades. And for this, we want that leather kit we had. So right click, duplicate. Try to line it up as best I can. 268. Well, that's working out surprisingly well this time. Set each one. And I'll change that to requires 2 strips leather. You know what? 3 strips of leather. I'm gonna go back to the other one and just add in there requires. Compile that. So I'm gonna right click, duplicate again. Control W works. I just am so used to right click, it just is what I do. 392, 392, 1540, and 1540. This is working out weirdly well this time. I'm usually not this accurate on my lining up. I usually gotta punch in the numbers. But I ain't gonna complain. So down here, one thing I forgot to include in the inventory menu is, where's those ingots? Oh, ingots. Because we got iron ore, but we need to be able to refine it. So our crafting screen, I'll upgrade that to the ingots. And then we'll be able to use these to kind of upgrade our weapon, and then this one for our armor. 2 potions actually might, 2 of everything might actually be enough for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to move this up. Now it is 244, 244, 244, because I want to right click, duplicate that one more time, scale it down, scale it across, down a little bit more. I'm going to duplicate my text block one more time because we'll include crafting level. And this will make it to where as your character gets, as your character crafts all this stuff, their level will increase in case you want to have different level tiers that are only available based on your character's crafting levels 2 now or whatever. So I'm going to drag out a progress bar and set it about there. Drag it across. I'm going to right click, duplicate that, drag it over to the end of it. And for now, I'm just going to call it apprentice. And as they level up, it'll be like apprentice or novice, or I forget the order, but you know, low level, maybe not. Novice is the lowest, I think. So we'll set that there. And now let's do some functionality. So I'm going to compile and save all real quick. Now crafting screen. Let's do the potion first. So scrolling all the way down to the bottom on its on-clicked event, we want to make sure that we've already set up, yeah, we got our player ref. So for our potion that costs 3 green plants, we want to drag out our player ref, get green plants, drag off, find out if it's greater than or equal to our requirement, 3. And hold B left click for a branch, hook that up, and if it is true, then we want to set green plants to green plants minus integer. We want a minus 3. And then we want to set health potion get health potion, drag off that, do a plus sign, integer plus 1. So if false, we don't want to do anything. If true, we want to take away our green plants and give our character a potion that they just made. So we'll try it out real quick. So right now, I have nothing. Oh, see, that's how the tooltip works right now. We'll change that later on though, make it less computer style and more video game stuff. Why am I doing that? So let's see what happens when we pick up all these plants. Checking it out, I got 3 green plants. Now, I have 1 health potion instead of 3 green plants. But if I click it again, it does nothing. So that's working. Sweet. So, crafting screen again. Same thing for this one. Unclicked. And instead of copying and pasting everything, it's easier to just, since there's some pretty substantial changes that need to be made to it, we'll just do it all again. So, left click, add a branch, get green plants, because this one required, what did this one require? 1 green plant and 2 yellow plants. So, drag this back a little bit, get yellow plants. So if green plants greater than or equal to 1, yellow plants are greater than or equal to 2, we want to drag off this return boolean and do an AND. This will compare both of these, and if these are both true, then it'll signal true to our branch. So if both of these are true, let's line it up a little bit. Then, instead of dragging wires all the way across, I'm going to drag out another player reference. Then we will set green plants, set yellow plants, box select both of those, Control C, box select that to move it out, Control V that, hook our player reference to both of those, set green plants, integer minus 1, integer minus integer, minus 2, and hook that up, so we'll set that in place. Drag this one over, set it in place. It gets a little messy sometimes. You can use reroute nodes if you like and just drag it over like that. Set another one, double click, drag it over that whole thing. And then we want to set mana potions, get mana potion, integer plus 1. Now we don't actually have yellow plants set up yet in the game, but what I will do is open my player blueprint, and under their inventory I'll just add 2 yellow plants. So now when we check it out, we got 2. We've got no green plants, so if I try, it does nothing. But when I come over and I harvest that one, got 1 and 2, go to our crafting, do that, and now we have 1 of those. So that's cool. Now back in our crafting screen, food requires how much raw meat? Just 1. So scroll down to its on clicked, get our branch, same thing as last time, drag out the player ref, get raw meat greater than or equal to 1, and if true, then we want to get set raw meat. Get the raw meat. And the reason we drag out what this will tell us what we already have instead of just setting it to our number here, because this will, if you have like 30 of them and you try to do it and you set this to 1, then it'll just set you you'll lose 29 of them. So we get the number we have, subtract the number we used, set that up. Get cooked meat, drag off integer plus 1, and then we will set, nope, not raw, cooked meat to however many we had plus 1. I'm not going to worry about tidying it just because I'm going to try to save as much time as I can, because I know these longer videos get boring, but we'll try it out real quick. Not edit, that's not what I meant to do. Right click, browse to asset, so that I can just drag out another one. So now, open my inventory, I have a raw meat. Go in here, I have cooked meat. Crafting screen. Blueberries. How many did it require? 2 bunches of berries. So on clicked. B left click for branch. Drag out our player references. Get blueberries greater than or equal to 2. If true, then we want to set blueberries. You can use this one and just subtract it off this one, but I'm sure by now you've noticed I'm fairly OCD. Nope, that's not right. Get blueberries. And I don't like lines going way too far. Integer minus integer, so we subtract it from our cost, or subtract our cost from it, and we set, what would you say that is? I'll just call it a blueberry treat. So in our inventory we're gonna have to add another. I'm gonna duplicate yellow plants and call it blueberry treat, so that in our crafting screen we can set blueberry treat after we get blueberry treat and add 1 to it, which we'll have to go back and add in blueberry treat thing and the iron ingots. So, but for now, let's check it out. Right now we don't have a way of getting blueberries, so what I'm going to do is just the same way with the yellow flower. I'm going to just go in and set my blueberries to 2 to test it and make sure it works. So M2 blueberries, craft, give me a blueberry treat. I don't have any blueberries. I don't have a way of checking that. So, oops. But it seems to be working. All the other ones worked, so I'm going to assume that one worked too. Now, upgrades. This one required how many leather strips? 3. So, on clicked, B left click, branch, player ref, get leather strips greater than or equal to 3, and if true, drag out another player reference. Oh, set leather strips, get leather strips, integer minus integer, subtract 3 from it, and then set, what was it called, armor kits? Yes, set armor kits get armor kits, integer plus 1. So that one required how many? I think we said 3. Oh, that's the inventory. Yeah, 3. I just looked right there. So my player BP, leather strips, I'll set it to 5 just to make sure that there's a leftover this time. Check my inventory, got 5 leather strips. Craft it up. Upgrades. Now I got 2 left plus 1 armor kit. Good deal. One more thing for our crafting screen. Well, actually there's a bit left. But, because we're gonna also increase this. But one more thing for this. Requires 3 strips of leather. That's not right. Requires 5 iron ore. Because I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley, and that's how many it takes in that. So unclicked, branch, get our player reference, drag out iron, get our iron ore greater than or equal to 5, and if true, then we want to drag out our player ref again, set iron ore to get iron ore integer minus 5. And then we want to set, I don't know if we actually have iron ingots yet. So I'll duplicate my iron ore, call it iron ingots. And then on our crafting screen we can set iron ingots to get iron ingots plus 1. So, I have 0. Oh, I have 0 right now. I forgot. Inventory. No. Here, set my iron ingots to 10. Now, we have 10 of those. Click it one time. I have no way of tracking. That's right. Okay, let's fix that real quick. We'll fix the inventory real quick. So I'm going to duplicate, drag that over, 1410 275, 1410 350. Duplicate. Get the last one. 1410 and 425. Ouch. Now it was blueberries, so I can click this, hit that. It'll take me directly to it, and then I can just update this. Same thing with the iron ingots. I'll just do that, go back to my inventory, and update that one. Duplicate. Don't want to drag it off screen, don't want to drag it into oblivion like last time. Let's see, 1465 305, 1465 and 380. Duplicate one more time. Oh wait, I can just do it this way. So it's 1465, 1465, and 455. So 455. Now we need to bind their value just so we can double check everything. So drag out our player reference. Drag out our X. We want to drag off, type in append. You might have to unclick context sensitive. off of here. This one was, which one am I clicked on? Blueberries. So get blueberries. Change that to there and that to there. So I'm gonna box select everything except these. You can control and box select in order to deselect certain things. Control C that. Back to the designer. Create binding. Control V. This time I want iron ingots. And now I've got 2 blueberries, 10. Yeah. Oh. Right. I only changed the top one. Okay, so want to hit that, go back to your inventory screen and make sure you change all 3 buttons, otherwise it'll change when you hover over it. Right click, not right click, but set it all to that. And how do I have 2 blueberry treats? It's because I duplicated that blueberry thing after I gave it the 2 value. So now let's check it. So oh, I'll get there eventually, I'm sorry. Back to our get text 20. We don't want blueberries here. We want blueberry treats. That's right. Alright. Now it's working. So we got 2 bunches of blueberries. I click my blueberry treat. I got 1 of that. Got 10 iron ingots. I click that 1 time. I have 1 and 5 ore left. So I click it again. And now I have 2. So our crafting system is working. How long is this one? 32 minutes. Okay, we're gonna cut this one here. I'm sorry for such long videos. Some of this stuff takes just a while. I thought this one was gonna take like 15 minutes. But we'll save all real quick, and in the next one we'll do the crafting level and upgrading all the, making it to where every time you craft it boosts that a little bit. But for now that's working, so thanks for stopping by.